Good morning everyone, today we're going to be spending our hard-earned star gems on the new SG Scratch Resurgent Force. But before we jump into all of that, if you're new to the channel, I upload NGS content daily, so if you do play this game, I would really appreciate a subscribe, as it really helps out the channel. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin the video. So the first thing I want to showcase is, yes, I've been saving a lot of my star gems. I have 8,484 star gems, which I haven't really spent any because there just hasn't been anything that I wanted recently. However, in this scratch specifically, there are quite a few items that I actually want. Now do keep in mind that these items will not be going away with the next SG Scratch. So the Resurgent Force SG Scratch will be going away on September 13. None of these items listed over here are actually going away. They're still going to be available in the next SG Scratch as well. So you don't need to feel obligated to spend your SG now because of FOMO or fear of missing out, because none of these items are going away permanently. They're still going to be here even after 2 months. But the reason why I personally am going to be spending my star gems is because of the bonus gifts over here. So as we can see over here, when you scratch 20 times, you get an N augmentation success rate plus 30%. I am in dire need of the 30% ones. I have a lot of 20% and a lot of 10%. However, I don't have a lot of 30%. I actually only have one of these. And these 30% augmentation aids are going to be very important when it comes to the high-end capsules. So for example, HAL Finale has a 7% success rate. Gigas Masters, 7% success rate. High Ale Domina, 7% success rate. And I don't have the Gladiasol, but if you do have the Gladiasols, they are also 7% success rate. Which means if you use 10 of each copy, that gives you a 70% success rate. And if you're like me and you don't like to gamble at all because, you know, you're just afraid of really bad RNG, you can use those 30% augmentation aids in order to compensate and get a 100% success rate with all of these capsules. Now, do I recommend people to actually use 10 HAL Finales, 10 Gigas Masters, 10 High Ale Dominas, as well as 10 Gladiasols? Probably not, because most people are going to prefer to gamble instead and use augmentation item protections like what I have over here. As you can see, I have 9 available right now because I've just slowly been building them up through the treasure shop whenever they pop up. But you know, this is talking about like really expensive stuff, really end game stuff. Each of these augment item protections are usually like 200 SG or like 120 SG or something. They're not cheap. So yeah, that's another possibility that you can use if you want to save a little bit of meseta, or you can just go full YOLO and just use one capsule and just hope that it sticks. I know a lot of people also do that. But nevertheless, I'm a little bit more conservative, which is why I need these 30%, because I just want to have 100% success rate, no gambling involved. Now after 30 scratches, we do get this motion idol, which is the stretch idol. Now this is not tradable, unfortunately. You can't sell this on the market, as you can see over here, not tradable in personal shop. So if you do want this motion idol, the only way to obtain it is to actually scratch 30 times in this very specific scratch. When the Resurgent Force scratch goes away on September 13, the bonus gifts over here will also reset and they'll also change. So you won't be able to get the motion idol stretch anymore, it'll change to a different motion idol. With all that being said, what do I actually want from this SG Scratch? When we go to the price list over here, you can see all of the available items. The one with the new icons are all the new items that are new for this specific scratch, because you can also get old items. As you can see here, there's a whole bunch of the old items such as Glenn's voice, Kanui's voice, and stuff like that. These were from ages ago. But the main item that I want is of course the Faria hairstyle. I'm a big fan of the Faria hairstyle. It's not as great as the Duelante hair. I still think the Duelante hair looks better, but I do want access to this hairstyle. Just gives me a little bit more options, especially when I do decide to change my fashion next year in 2024. For those who don't know, I change my fashion once a year and only once a year. The reason being because fashion is very expensive, so changing fashion every week or every 2 weeks or every month does end up draining your resources incredibly fast. So I limit myself to once a year, which is why it's kind of a big deal whenever I do a new makeover. So yeah, I just need to make sure that I have all the fashion pieces available so that when I do decide to do a big makeover, I have all the accessories. Another thing that I'd like is of course the Faria voice. Now something to keep in mind is the Faria voice, Zaveta voice, as well as Crawford voice will play in the default language that you're playing on. So for example, if you play in English voices, then all of the voices are going to be in English. But if you want to change them to the Japanese voices, you can simply change your game's audio into Japanese. Everything's still going to be in English, the UI is still going to be in English, but the voices themselves will be changed into Japanese. And once you do that, you'll have the Crawford, Zevetto, as well as Faria voice all in Japanese. This applies to all the voices, including Glenn's and Kanui's as well. So in order to change all the voices, you simply want to log out and you want to go back to the title screen. Once you're at the title screen over here, we're going to press any key to enter. And then the thing you want to go is to language settings right here. Once you're here, you want to change the voices from English to Japanese if you want the Japanese voices, or if you want the English voices, go back to English. I like to keep mine in English because I prefer the English voices, but I know a lot of people prefer the Japanese voices. Now regarding the text and the language, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know the difference over here. You can pick between English and Japanese, but I don't know which one changes what because I never mess around with this since I can't read Nihongo very well, so I just don't do it. I just leave all of mine in English. But nevertheless, the voices is the one that you want to care about. You know, you want Japanese voices, switch to Japanese, everything's going to be great. If you want English voices, just keep it at English. So in my case, everything is English, and we're going to go to start game, and we're just going to log in normally. All right, now that we're finally back in game, it's time to do our pulls. Now, I'm only going to pull 40 times over here because that is 2,000 star gems. That is a lot of star gems, and it will give me the selector ticket. So if I don't get the Faria hairstyle, I'm just going to use the selector ticket and get her hairstyle that way. So here goes our first 10 pull. That is not a good sign. We don't see a rainbow. Hopefully we get jebaited and one of them turns into a rainbow, but it's not looking good so far. No, that's pretty bad. We did not get a single rainbow, but we did get yeah, sure, 5 yellow triggers as well as a salon pass, or no, end color change pass. Sorry, this is actually pretty good. But yeah, oh well, at least we got a couple new items, so we are gonna use that. So now let's use another 10 pulls. So we are up to 1,000 star gems being spent. Yes, this is a rainbow. Very good. How many did we get? Just one rainbow? I think I only saw one rainbow. We're gonna hope that this is the Faria hair. Oh, we got New Vector. New Vector is actually the Slayer intro song, which is pretty awesome. I quite like it. We got it. We got the Faria hair. We're done, guys. We can literally stop here if we want because we got the Faria hair, we got the Zevetto voice, we got New Vector, the music CD, and then we've also got our augmentation success rate plus 30%. The only thing we don't have over here is we don't have the idle animation stretch. But I don't know if the idle animation stretch is worth 500 star gems. That's the big thing. Like, the idle stretch is pretty cool, you know, it looks pretty cute and all, but is it really worth 500 star gems? This is a difficult decision. Well, we don't have the Faria voice yet, but that's not going away, so we shouldn't really need to worry about it. You know what, guys? I think I'm actually going to stop here because I don't think spending another 1,000 for a selector ticket as well as that motion idle is really worth it. I'm actually just going to take my chances on the daily free pulls because, you know, we've got plenty of time. We've got all the way till September 13. And even after September 13, the items over here aren't actually going away anyway. So there is no rush to spend my extra 1,000 star gems. I think I'm just going to save my star gems for something else in case they do another special in the SG shop where they're selling something a little bit more valuable, like new capsules or something. And of course the treasure shop, you know, I'm always saving up for the treasure shop in case there are any nice items that pop up over here. Buying stuff here is always worth it. Probably not the 24-hour rare drop rates. These are definitely not worth it in my personal opinion, but the end augment item protections are definitely worth it. Like 1,000 star gems can actually buy me like 8 of these, so I think I'm just gonna stick with saving my star gems. In case a bunch of these actually do show up, then at least I have all the star gems to buy them. Special thanks to all the members for supporting the channel. It really means a lot to me. Thank you again. But yeah, that's all I wanted to cover in today's video. Hopefully you guys found it helpful. If you did, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye!